One. Hello, everyone. You are looking at the 36 chambers of crypto taxes, where we are here to simplify your crypto taxes. But let's keep it real. Nobody wants to hear about taxes all the time. So, what we like to also do, we like to expose you to great individuals about what they're trying to do to educate people in the blockchain world. We're not here to sell you any type of product or service. We just have a passion for this teaching people about the blockchain industry. And today I'm so honored to have someone. And let me tell you before I get to how I got to it. So I'm in this group with all these crypto, people that know way more than me on the technical side. And it just be throwing out all these terms. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just a tax counter. What's going on? But when they do throw out like YouTube videos or conferences, I try to make a point to watch it because I'm always on the lookout for finding authentic people. Now, people that's going to just sell me a dream, people that's going to want to teach me. So next thing you know, Ryan Cooper, Coop DeVille, he said, hey, look at Nicole Maxwell. I'm like, who's this Nicole Maxwell? So I was like, let me click on a video. And then it's the black first. I'm like, oh, this joint is dope. I'm like, oh man, I'm loving the energy. And then we get to who's our guest speaker today, Ira Revels. And I just love how you could just, because I got two parents, my parents are educators, and you can just see when somebody is honestly trying to teach you something. And then I saw her Black Tech Futures Media, and I like the vibe. So I was like, you know what? I shot my shot and said, listen, I want people to be exposed to you because I think you have a good voice that people should hear. So Ira, man, thank you for coming out, man.
Yo, thank you, Jamaal. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and to talk to your audience. Jamil, my co-producer for our podcast, that's been with me since 2020. And the idea was simply to educate and sort of pivot away from the work that I was squarely focused on, which is management consulting. So I do that. But the idea was simply to pivot from that to actually be able to get more hands on with the ground floor, understanding where people are, meeting them at their point of need. And at the time was the height of the crypto currency interest among people, as well as NFTs. People were really going crazy over non-fungible tokens. And so this is simply what we started doing. And this is what you've experienced now. We've got the first of our new podcast, What You Doing Web3, is out now. But we've been doing our Black Tech Futures Media weekly chats. And I appreciate you checking out the channel, man, and seeing what we're doing. So thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you keep it, I wouldn't say simple, but just enough for the average person to get a understanding of it. Because I feel like sometimes people try to make themselves sound smart and just busting out these terms, and then you're gonna lose me if you do that. I tell you right. Try to when people in my group start talking about them, I'm like, all right, I'm tapping out. But I love how you keep it honest and real because as a tax accountant, I'm in two worlds. I'm in the world of I deal with traditional financial people that's saying, you know what, Ponzi schemes, Ponzi schemes, Ponzi schemes. But also as a person that's educated people about blockchain as a whole, I'm really being exposed to people's like, all right, no, 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 it's this. This is how you see stuff. And so it's like two different
Right.
worlds. So why, especially through this crypto winter, what I like about you, you're still going strong with the educating. Some people during the crypto winter, it's not sexy no more. They're gonna ghost people until, Bitcoin's $1 billion again. But why do you and your co-producer feel like it's so important to educate people about this blockchain industry?
I know that the way that I came into this discussion in the first place, and we kind of talk about that as well, sort of how did you get first interested in these topics? And in my case, I was curious about Clubhouse and I was curious about NFTs. And he was the first one. We had actually agreed to do a podcast back in 2020, and he was the person who said, hey, have you ever heard of NFTs? This was like the day before we started doing our podcast, I believe. And my first question was, what's an NFT? And it's, and I haven't let up since, right? So it's like that rabbit hole. And I think that people who have some curiosity about the topic, whether it's cryptocurrency, they've heard something about it, or now because they're super popular, NFTs, people may have heard of the word blockchain. Some people have never heard of any of these concepts. And so I think for us, at least, the idea has been to sort of be right in the middle between the education and entertainment space, sort of that edutainment space, recognizing that we're not experts by any means, but we are certainly people who initially started with Clubhouse. I'm basically, at the time when Clubhouse was super popular, talking about NFTs in 2021 at the height of the year. I'm in conversations with people from the East Coast. Obviously, I'm on the East Coast, so I can get some sleep at night. But I'm also curious about what's happening with folks who are artists and creators on the West Coast who are hosting rooms. And so I found myself in this crazy position where I was literally sitting up until like 3 o'clock in the morning, listening to and being a part of these massive rooms where folks sometimes massive, were discussing NFTs and discussing being creators in an economy that was new, a creator economy. And we know that that became a popular term back in 2020. But the idea was simply being able to lend agency to artists. I'm an artist actually myself as well. And so being able to lend agency to artists, being able to give artists more control over the content they're producing, but not only from the producer standpoint, but also being able to get money and real money from our actual creations. And so NFTs became that place for us to be able to go. Musicians are really popular now with NFTs. NFTs are popular in the community, but being able to go into these spaces and actually get your creations purchased at rates that were cutting out the middleman. And I think for us, we have a huge artist community here in the Hartford area. I'm in Connecticut. And so a lot of it for us was to be able to speak to creators and to be able to speak at a time when people wanted to be able to access more, basically more for what they're making. I'm making something that's unique and it's original, but I'm not getting paid. Why is that? Why am I getting always paid pennies, whether you're a muralist or whether you're a digital artist or whatever? We wanted to change that and bring attention to that.
And I think that's
NFTs were the way to do it too.
and I think that's also what attracted me to, I guess, your platform because a lot of people, if you know, like 36 Chambers, this guy gotta be a Wu-Tang fan. So, it's just like,
Absolutely.
when I
That's
saw
what
that.
I thought.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If you look at my, I'm like obsessed with Wu-Tang, but I
Nice.
just love it because, when they had that particular album is when it was most raw, when it was
Yeah.
creative, before they got super commercial. So
Yep.
it's always just a reminder of me just to keep it simple, very creative. But I'm always attracted to the music industry and how this might help y'all. You have one guest. I love his energy. I forgot what his name was. I think he did a song.
Yeah.
Um, I forgot you interviewed him maybe like a month ago or something like that. And, we need more people like you and him, especially within the musician thing, because we want them to have more power. It should be no reason why you're getting pennies of dollars and, we're forced to listen to Nicki Minaj every 2 seconds and
Right.
Drake. Like those are the only two rappers in the world.
Yeah.
So, I'm very excited what it might do for musicians to get out there.
And I don't think people really understand the fact that now, because of Web3 and because of this particular creative spirit that's out there, Web3 enables the smallest business, the freelancer now, the small business, one or two people in a space being able to make money. But Web3 enables us to also compete in ways with the bigger groups and the bigger boys out there because of the fact that Web3 is about blockchain your brand. It's about creating an ecosystem that is strictly your own for your brand. And I think that there's a lot of, I think that people are still trying to wrap their minds around that. But once it became clear to me that I have the ability to actually create a brand, Black Tech Futures Media, and then not only that, I can go further and create merchandise for that brand. And so in our case, I'm actually spinning off our tagline, which is trademark blockchain your brand. and we're actually spinning off merchandise. So wearables, hoodies that you can purchase that literally become your business card. So you wear our hoodie. It's got a dope design on the front, and basically you put your arm out, and on your wrist, part of the hoodie, you're able to actually connect to other people and share with them your website, your LinkedIn, your
Wow. So
other
you would
information.
scan my arm?
Yeah, scan the sleeve on your hoodie right here, and you'll actually be able to access my brand through my hoodie. Any types of additional ways that I want to engage the audience, I'll be able to do that as well. So through the NFT, right? So the hoodie is not only an IRL hoodie with a dope artist design on the front, it's also my calling card, if you will. And it's also something that allows me to embed my brand in my hoodie. And so you'll be able to buy these hoodies. You can order them now. Blacktechfutures.media is our website /shop. You can order them and we'll have them available in the winter. And we
Wow.
have 3 dope designs right now that you can check out. And ideally, the point is you order one of the hoodies, you're able to actually use the embedded NFC technology in the hoodie.
Mhm.
You can wash it, it's not a problem, but you'd be able to use that technology that's embedded in your actual hoodie wearable to also not only the hoodie is owned by you, it's authenticated, it's yours. And now you can actually, I like to joke that next time, let's say you're dating somebody and, they take your hoodie, but now you actually would know where it is. And
Like,
people
nah,
would
bro.
actually know it's yours because it's
It's
because it's
mine.
actually it's tagged, it's on the blockchain as well. And you can use, this information to prove the authentication and ownership of the item.
Oh
And
man.
also, be able to connect to our community, right? So if you are a member of our community where you own this NFT, then you literally be able to get into parties and other events that we host and things that we're doing around the area in the region.
Oh man. So you're like the best kept secret right now. Yeah, that's a great idea, man.
Yeah.
Damn. Mm.
You can and
So
you can get down with it now. Like basically
yeah.
just order a hoodie. Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to, bring exposure because I see it. I'm like, all right, they on to something. And I didn't even know about the hoodie idea. So, but that's a dope idea. But if these major companies like the Sonys of the world or Warner Brothers or whatever they are, if they know like this is going to have a negative impact in their business, do you think like they trying to own Web3 or is that even possible? Because you have
No.
to post it somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, Web3 is simply, the consideration that Web 1 was your sort of go for dial up. It was just one directional, right? You could simply do reading, but you couldn't necessarily write to what would be considered the internet. Web 2 is where it was read writable, right? So now you can not only see what information is out there, you can also create apps and you can build things that allow people to interact and build with it. Now, Web 3 is a different space where it's read writable, but also not only apps, but you're creating these decentralized apps. So those referred to as dApps. But the cool thing about Web 3 is you can literally take an idea and expand it just beyond a simple thing, a simple, I'm going to go online and I'm going to create a t-shirt shop online and people can order my t-shirts. But not only that, people can actually be a part of my ecosystem of a variety of products and services, not just one brand. So we think about gaming and how popular gaming is and important it is, particularly to the Web3 community. You have games like Decentralized, which is an excellent example. It's not only a community, you can buy real estate that's virtual and put it on your, now you can be in the Monopoly sort of game, like real time in that sense. But not only can I create a dApp, which connects my community to my ecosystem of products and services, I can also consider it as a world, right? As a game, using game theory, I can actually immerse customers into my brand and into the type of experience that I want to create for them in my brand. So if you imagine now, Black Tech Futures Media has its own world, right? And so you can go to the places where we provide merch. You can actually have a whole experience, maybe play a game that allows you to do some certain types of things, win prizes in a community. You can go to our virtual event spaces, restaurants, places where you can dance, where you can network with people. And we can do amazing and all kinds of things. And those can be virtual. But also, many people, if you think about Bored Apes, you want to be able to tie these online web experiences and these exclusive experiences to real spaces. And so you've got a restaurateur out in California who's created a whole Bored Ape restaurant, which
Mm,
utilizes his particular Bored Ape and all of the artistry around his Bored Ape. But because of the way the NFT enables each owner to actually spin off brands, products, and services, now that ecosystem can be larger and that ecosystem can be more creative and tap into individual creativity.
wow. You know what? Because I guess my last question is, can a non like musician like myself, like I don't know nothing about tech like that, but I really want to do exactly what you said, but I'm a tax accountant. But
Right.
I wanted to do that with my 36 Chambers brand. Like, is that even possible for non-musicians and stuff like that?
Of course, I think ideally the idea simply is helping to tap into your audience and understanding what type of experiences you want to offer your audience, ways that you can create opportunities for your audience to network and connect with one another, and ways that you enable other people's creativity to flourish through your brand and through the
Mm,
products and services that you offer. And I would say, as a tax accountant, you should be high in demand right now, particularly as people are concerned about how best to deal with various cryptocurrency tax issues. We've got is it the form DA 1099 or 499?
it's coming.
It's
It's not
coming.
out yet.
I
It's
know
coming.
there's a form, right? But there's not a lot of guidance on
Yeah, I think
exactly
2023 they're gonna do it, but 2022, but 2023 IRS is on it
really when it's
popping.
coming. Yeah, I mean, and people really need to know. And I think that because Black and Brown people are the number one cryptocurrency purchasers,
Mm,
we buy cryptocurrency more than people of other um, demographics. And part of that is this disaffection with the financial community, being disaffected by banks and that sort of thing. These are places where people are thinking decentralized currencies where we want to put our money, but not enough of us actually know anything about it. And so for us, being able to educate people like yourself, people like myself, we're in a right position. Like these are the things we have to do now to educate our
yeah.
people and to educate anyone who has a curiosity about cryptocurrency
And
and
that's why I'm so
decentralized
passionate about
finance.
it. Exactly what you said. But I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out, everybody. Even if I grow
Not
big, I,
experts.
if I get not even that, if I get a Wu-Tang member and I interview them, I'm quitting because I'm gonna die and go to heaven.
Oh,
And I'm done. So you're just gonna have to get your taxes
that's
done with
what's up.
somebody else. And
Somebody else. Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Because I'm gonna
funny.
be like, all right, God, just take me up
Right,
to heaven. I'm done.
right. I thought you were about to do the disclaimer. We do it, we are not tax
Well,
professionals.
I didn't get no tax advice, so I don't need to do that.
Not giving tax advice.
But if you see
I
Crypto
feel
J
you.
with a Wu Tang member, just know
It's
he
over.
retired and he's gonna start something else. And
Well, it's funny because I see Method Man. I've been following him on Twitter for a minute, and he's
uh-huh.
constantly putting messages out there like, what NFT should I buy today? And that sort of thing. So I know that there's several folks. I would even, RZA, I would give him much props for his initial, he was ahead of the cryptocurrency
Always
game
ahead. Yeah.
when he decided to sell the one album for decided not to basically create the album but sold it to one person, and now finally it's in good hands. The point I'm making is, some people are really ahead of the game, and I think that if you want to be ahead of the game, definitely want to know more about cryptocurrency, NFTs, and blockchain technology.
Cool. I'm gonna have the info in description, but how what do you want to know people about, like what do you want them to know and to go to and stuff like that
Yeah,
before we go?
absolutely. Definitely know that Black Tech Futures Media is a brand that allows you to blockchain your brand. And we have a podcast that we do every week. It's out on Monday mornings now. And you can check that out on YouTube at Black Tech Futures Media. You can go to our website, blacktechfutures.media, and you can find information about what we do as well as the services that we offer. And in particular, if you're interested in wearables, we've got you. The other thing I would mention is another company that I do work with called Graham, and that's GRWAAM.com.
Mhm.
And grants, research, writing, and award management is something that I do in my management company in the financial space, you could say. And we can help you get grants. That's
Nice.
the main thing to know. That's GRWAAM.com.
And I'm gonna
Grant.
get that info so I could put it in correctly.
Yeah,
And I think I feel like because I do a lot of workshops, I want to do a workshop with y'all. Maybe in
absolutely, brother.
2023 is going to be about crypto, the Blackverse, taxes,
Yeah,
but we want to spotlight musicians. So we have the if I could do because what I like to do. If anybody ever saw my stuff, I like to put a lot of verses into me. Even if you look at my blog,
nice.
I usually have a rap verse right before that. So kind of merge the two worlds, make it a fun, interactive thing that's not too intimidating because the IRS is coming in 2023. So there's
Yeah,
no hiding, but we don't want to make it boring and say, oh my God, why am I here? And just
yeah.
make a dope workshop. And
We're down with that, man. We know folks who actually would probably be useful as well. So definitely keep us in mind.
cool, man. So you have a great day and thank you for having time. Take the time out.
No problem. Thank you so much, Jamaal. Good luck to you, man.
Bye.
Bye.